Hey there! Welcome to the series where we tackle React challenges that could really give you an edge in your interviews. Today we are diving into the world of context. Context is key in React interviews and can really set you apart. In this video we are going to use context to update the theme of the application. So grab your notepad and get ready to code along. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid grasp on how to use the context effectively in your applications. So let's get started. Here I have a very simple application with tiny styles. So one style for the light theme and one for the dark theme. And they are just the opposite of each other. And the rest is just fine. So let's go and write the context. Now, with the context, we usually define the context outside of the application. So for example, here or in another file. And then one component will provide the context and other components will consume it. So first, let's define our context. So I'd go here and just say const theme. It will just create a context and we can provide an initial value. So we can say, as suggested here, theme is light, and we can have a toggle theme as well. Then we can provide this here. So here in the app, let's say here, we can say theme context dot provider, and it will take one argument, which is a value, and here we initialize it with two values that we want. So for example, let's say theme is light and toggle theme is for now empty. And let me close this so we have more room to work on. Okay, now we have provided the context to these two elements, but we want to use them in different components. So for simplicity, let's have two more components here that will get this context and use it. So I will have one that will only consume it and one that can both set and consume the theme. So let's say this is a function. Let's call it consumer. And this will get the theme. But we don't want to toggle the theme. We just want to get the theme and use it. And here we can say, let's have a div with h1 of theme, and in order to use it as class, we can easily say class name is the theme, and this theme, which is light or dark, will be the same as what we have here. Okay, now if I go and remove these two and say only the consumer here, now you can see it's light. If I go and say this is dark, it will be dark. So now this consumer is grabbing whatever is sent here. Great, so now we can have another component that can also set the theme. But beforehand, let me define the theme in a state here that when we want to change it, it can be stored in our application. So as suggested here, we can say theme and then set theme is use state. And then we can have a toggle theme that is setting the theme like so. And then we can send these two values like so. Great. And if we go back here, the application shouldn't change. Great. So let me call this dark, and it will be dark. Okay, let's go back to light. Now, we wanted to have another component that can change this theme. So I copy this and paste it here and say consumer setter. Now this can get the theme and it can also get the toggle theme like so. The div is the same, and instead of h1 we can have this has a button that on click will toggle theme, like so, and use it in our application. This, and if you go here, so now we have light and we can toggle theme. If I click, it will be dark. If I click, it will be light. We can also have multiple contexts for different things that we would like to send to our component. So for example, let's say we have a counter. So let's say counter context, like so, and it will only receive a count value, which is in the beginning 0. Now we can go and provide it here. So just like that, we can have counter context, like so, and do it like this. Okay, now these two components can use both this context and this context. So let's go, for example, here and just grab the counter here from the counter context, and we can here say counter. Now if we go back, we will see the number 0 here. And if, for example, this was another component, so let's say this is just called counter, we can go and define it like this. So counter, it has no params, and it will just return a h1 with the counter, and it will use the count context. So like so, and this is count, and this can be removed. So this consumer setter will only use theme and toggle theme for itself, and this one will only use the count. So we don't need to pass the count here and down to here. It will only be used here. So like this. Now if I go and say the count is 20, it will be 20. Also, we can have a button here that will do the counting for us. So we start from 20, and then next time that I click a button, it will be 21. But that's on you to do it as a practice for yourself. So please do so. And if you have any comments or suggestions or questions, just post it in the comments down below, and I will make sure to answer it pretty fast. So thank you for watching, and until next challenge, have a great day.